Have you ever wondered what you would do if a natural disaster struck your area? It's a question that often only gets asked when it's too late. When the winds are howling, the ground is shaking, or the waters are rising, it's not the time to start figuring out a survival plan. Preparedness is key, and that's exactly what we're going to focus on in this video. We'll walk you through how to prepare for a variety of natural disasters, from hurricanes and wildfires to floods and earthquakes. Each disaster has its own unique set of challenges and requires different strategies for survival. It's not just about packing a bug-out bag, it's about understanding the nature of these disasters, knowing the warning signs, and taking proactive steps to mitigate risk. But remember, this isn't about stoking fear. It's about empowering you with the knowledge and tools you need to protect yourself and your loved ones when disaster strikes. It's about transforming that fear into action, turning uncertainty into a plan. We'll cover everything from how to read early storm warnings and prep your home against damage, to building defensible space around your home and protecting your lungs in smoke-heavy conditions. We'll show you how to identify flood zones, elevate supplies, and bug out before roads vanish underwater. We'll walk you through home safety setups, drop cover hold drills, and how to build a grab-and-go kit when the power's out, roads are blocked, and aftershocks are incoming. We'll also delve into the specifics of surviving blizzards and ice storms, discuss the critical minutes before a tornado hits, and even touch on lesser-known disasters like landslides and sinkholes. And that's not all. We'll even share with you universal prepper tactics that work no matter the disaster. The goal here is to arm you with the knowledge and skills to face any natural disaster head-on, to give you the confidence to act decisively and effectively when every second counts. Remember, disaster preparedness isn't about fear, it's about taking steps today to protect yourself and your loved ones tomorrow. Hurricanes can be incredibly destructive, but with the right preparations, you can significantly increase your chances of survival. Now let's delve into the power of early evacuation. Hurricanes, with their storm surges, flooding, and sustained winds, can destroy homes and trap people in a blink. Therefore, understanding and interpreting early storm warnings is crucial. These warnings give you a time frame to act, but remember, the key is to act swiftly. Preparing your home forms a significant part of your hurricane survival strategy. Start by securing windows with storm shutters or plywood, trim trees close to your home, and clean gutters and downspouts to prevent water damage. Additionally, secure loose outdoor items that could become projectiles in strong winds. But remember, no amount of home preparation can guarantee absolute safety in the face of a full-blown hurricane. Building a hurricane go bag is a step that should not be overlooked. This bag should include essentials like bottled water, non-perishable food, a first aid kit, essential medications, a flashlight with extra batteries, a battery-operated or hand-crank radio, personal hygiene items, important documents in a waterproof container, and cash. This bag should be ready to grab at a moment's notice. The importance of early evacuation cannot be overstressed. When a hurricane warning is issued and evacuation orders are given, do not hesitate. Staying behind not only puts you at risk, but also the lives of those who might have to rescue you. Remember, traffic can quickly turn into a death trap in evacuation scenarios. Therefore, having a pre-planned evacuation route and an alternative route can be a lifesaver. In conclusion, hurricanes are formidable and unpredictable, but with the right preparation, swift action, and the readiness to evacuate early, you can navigate these disasters safely. The power of early evacuation is immense, but it requires awareness, preparation, and the courage to make the right decision at the right time. By preparing early and evacuating when necessary, you can navigate hurricane disasters safely. Wildfires move quickly and smoke inhalation can be deadly. Here are some steps you can take to protect yourself. When fire ignites, it doesn't wait for anyone. It's a ruthless, relentless force that can consume everything in its path in a blink. But you're not helpless. Knowing what to do beforehand can save your life. Firstly, let's talk about creating a defensible space. This is an area around your home that's cleared of vegetation and other combustibles that could feed a wildfire. Think of it as a buffer zone that can slow the fire's spread, giving you and firefighters a fighting chance. This space doesn't have to be barren. A well-maintained garden can also do the trick. Remember, the aim is to reduce the fire's fuel, not eliminate it completely. But what if the fire is already at your doorstep? You need to be ready to evacuate fast. This is where having a go bag comes in handy. Pack essentials like water, food, medications, important documents, and a change of clothes. Keep this bag in an easily accessible place, ready for a quick exit. Now, let's talk about the silent killer, smoke. Did you know that more people die from smoke inhalation than from burns in a wildfire? Smoke and poor air quality can be lethal, especially for those with respiratory issues. So how can you protect your lungs from smoke? Invest in a good quality respirator mask. These masks filter out the particulates in the smoke, allowing you to breathe cleaner air. But remember, a mask is not a substitute for evacuation. If the air quality deteriorates, it's time to leave. Lastly, never underestimate the importance of a well-thought-out evacuation plan. Know your escape routes and always have a backup. Fires can change direction quickly, and the path you plan to take might be blocked. So, to recap, create a defensible space around your home, be ready for a speedy evacuation, protect your lungs from smoke, and have a solid evacuation plan. Remember, the key to surviving a wildfire is preparation and quick action. Flash floods are one of the deadliest natural disasters, but with the right knowledge, you can increase your chances of survival. Firstly, it's crucial to know if you're living in a flood zone. These are geographical areas that are prone to flooding due to their proximity to bodies of water, such as rivers, lakes, or oceans. It's easy to check this online, and it's a step that should definitely not be overlooked. If you are in a flood zone, it's not just about being prepared, but also about being proactive. One of the most essential steps in flood preparedness is protecting your important documents. Things like birth certificates, passports, and property deeds can be impossible to replace if they're lost in a flood. Store these documents in waterproof containers, and if possible, keep digital copies as well. It's also smart to store them somewhere high, above the usual flood levels in your area. But what happens when the water starts to rise? This is where the term bug out comes into play. Bugging out means leaving your home or place of safety to escape a potential threat. In the case of a flood, this means getting to higher ground as quickly as possible. Roads can become rivers in a matter of minutes during a flash flood, and it's important to have an evacuation plan that doesn't rely solely on vehicles. Consider escape routes that can be traversed on foot, and always have a bug-out bag ready. This bag should contain essentials like food, water, medical supplies, and a change of clothes. Remember, the goal is to survive, not to preserve property. Lastly, but certainly not least, is the need to purify water. Flood water is often contaminated with harmful bacteria and other substances that can cause illness. Having a portable water purifier or purification tablets in your bug-out bag can be a lifesaver. Being aware of your surroundings and acting quickly can be the difference between life and death in a flood. Earthquakes can strike without warning, but that doesn't mean you can't be prepared. Despite their somewhat unpredictable nature, there are measures you can take to enhance your safety before, during, and after these seismic events. Let's begin with your home. It's crucial to secure your space. This includes anchoring heavy furniture to walls and placing breakable items in closed cabinets. You wouldn't want a bookshelf or your grandmother's china to turn into projectiles during a quake, would you? And don't forget to identify safe spots like under sturdy furniture or against an interior wall, where you can take cover when the shaking starts. Now, when an earthquake hits, it's essential to remember 3 simple words: drop, cover, and hold on. Drop to your hands and knees to prevent the quake from knocking you over. Cover your head and neck with your arms, and if possible, take shelter under a piece of sturdy furniture. Then hold on until the shaking stops. If you're outdoors, move to an open area away from buildings, trees, streetlights, and utility wires. Once the shaking stops, the immediate danger is over, but the aftermath can present its own set of challenges. Aftershocks can occur minutes, days, or even weeks after the main quake. These secondary shock waves are usually less violent than the main quake, but can be strong enough to do additional damage to weakened structures and can occur sporadically over time. That's why preparing a grab-and-go kit is so critical. This kit should include essentials like water, food, medication, important documents, and a flashlight. You never know when you might have to leave your home quickly due to aftershocks or if power outages occur. And remember, communication is key. Have a plan in place to connect with your family and loved ones. Text messages can often get through even when phone calls can't. Remember, the key to surviving an earthquake is to drop, cover, and hold on. Being prepared can make all the difference when every second counts. Natural disasters can strike at any time, but with the right preparation, you can increase your chances of survival. We've journeyed through the unpredictable landscapes of hurricanes, wildfires, floods, earthquakes, blizzards, tornadoes, and landslides, each one daunting in its unique way, yet all sharing one common truth. Preparedness is key. Remember, hurricanes demand early evacuation. Don't wait until the storm surge, flooding, and winds are at your doorstep. For wildfires, it's not just the flames, but the smoke that poses a silent killer. So, always keep your gear ready for a swift escape. When it comes to floods, time truly runs out when water rises. Identify flood zones and protect your essentials. Earthquakes strike without warning. Have a home safety setup and practice your drop cover hold drills. Blizzards and ice storms, it's the cold, isolation, and power loss that you need to prepare for. Learn how to maintain heat and hygiene without electricity. And for tornadoes, remember every minute matters. Understand how to interpret weather alerts and build an interior shelter. Lastly, landslides, sinkholes, and secondary disasters can creep in after the initial disaster. Learn to recognize structural warning signs and avoid becoming a secondary casualty. But beyond these specifics, there are universal prepper tactics that apply to any disaster. Build your situational awareness, have a layered evacuation plan, maintain off-grid communication, and know when to stay put and when to move fast. Surviving a natural disaster is about more than just making it through the initial event. It's about planning, preparing, and knowing how to respond when the unthinkable happens. It's about ensuring the safety of yourself and your loved ones. So continue learning, continue preparing, and remember, the more you know, the better you'll fare when nature decides to test your mettle. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel for more prepping guides, and leave a comment below about which natural disaster you're most at risk for. Stay safe out there.